The immigration issue in America is not one problem. It's 4 problems. It's securing the border, enforcing the laws that are there, promoting the path to citizenship that we already have. We don't need a new path. We've got to clean up the bureaucracy in the process. And then number 4, this is where I believe you empower the states to do what the federal government cannot and is not doing. So no, Arizona did not go too far. They were simply trying to protect themselves.
And that was radio talk show host Herman Cain speaking at tonight's GOP primary debate. Welcome back to the special post-debate edition of Hannity. And joining me now is Republican presidential candidate Herman Cain. How are you, sir?
Hello, Sean.
Well, I got to tell you, we just did a Frank Luntz focus group, and you may not like the first part. The first part was there was only one person that came into the debate supporting you.
Right.
And then more than half the crowd afterwards support you.
Do you think it was my hairdo? Well, you got,
something like that. Yeah.
Maybe it was my haircut. You know, that is very, very exhilarating because what I have found in traveling around for the past several months is that a lot of people who haven't heard of me, as soon as they hear me and I spend some time with them talking about my common sense solutions, you know, a lot of people
I think the ones that knew you was when you filled in on my radio show. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. That was that one person who listened to your radio show.
One person? Gee, wow. Man.
No, I got to tell you, I have gotten more comments from people who said that they first heard me on your radio show, even more than Bortz. Now, he doesn't like that.
Oh, don't tell him that. No, don't tell him
But when I substituted for you, really, a lot of people, even as I traveled today, in Iowa, New Hampshire, and even here in South Carolina. But I got to tell you, it does make me feel good that a lot of people walked into that room not knowing who I was, but I said enough to cause them to say, you know, I need to take a look at this Herman Cain guy.
You know, it was interesting because when they were going through the questions or the questions or the challenges that each candidate will face.
Yes.
You've never held elective office.
Right.
You say that's a benefit.
I said, I'm proud that I've never held public office. And for people who missed it, I said, most of the people in Washington, D.C. have. How's that working out for us? We've got a mess. And I said to Chris Wallace later, I said, Chris, I said, you had a tough time digging up some stuff on me. He said, yeah, because you've never held public office.
That's a good line, too. You know, I was watching, and obviously one of the big issues has to do with what's happening with the economy and with foreign policy.
Yes.
And first of all, I wanted to get your reaction to Sunday. You said we should not release the pictures.
Yes.
And I was surprised. I thought I knew you well. I was surprised by your answer on that.
Here's why I don't believe we need to release the pictures. First, I believe that we got Osama bin Laden.
I do too.
I'm not questioning the fact that the SEALs didn't do their job. That
You're not a deather.
No. I don't believe in this conspiracy theory that maybe they didn't get it. So secondly, what good would it do? The pictures have got to be gruesome. They could fall into, I'm not worried so much about it inciting the Muslim community around the world as much as I am, some people and some kids won't know what they're looking at. Some people might use these in a bad way. So I don't see any purpose.
Did you see the other 3 pictures that were released by Reuters?
Was it the 3 that turned out to be phony?
No. The 3 pictures of the other people that were inside when the raid took place.
No, I did not see those pictures.
Okay, you know what? There's nothing great about seeing a picture with somebody's head blown off.
Right.
The only, and I'm not debating you, but why not show every terrorist around the world, we are going to hunt you down if it takes a day, a week, a month, a year, 9.5 years, and we're going to kill you and we're going to bring justice. Is that not a positive?
That could be positive, but remember, Scott Brown and a couple of other people saw some pictures that turned out to be fake, and I'm sure they were embarrassed by that. Yeah. My point is, most people wouldn't know what they're looking at. So I would rather for the pictures to just stay in the hands of our intelligence agencies, and they need to sift through them and use them for intelligence purposes.
You talked about what are our objectives. What's the plan for victory?
Yes.
Are the United States interests involved?
Yes.
Now, this was sort of contrary to what I guess we can call the Obama doctrine, which is, well, if there's vital, if humanitarian reasons are involved. It was interesting that he chose one part of the world, but not another part.
Yes.
And are there moments where that's the right thing to do, although we can't be everywhere?
We can't be everywhere. We can't be the policeman of the world. But President Obama has shown inconsistencies is what that shows. He has been inconsistent even on Libya. as well as other parts of the world. So you're absolutely right. Now, here's the other thing. President Obama, when he was campaigning as candidate Obama, said the mission needs to be clear. We need to determine what's going to be in the best interest of the United States of America and what's the plan for victory. He kept hammering George Bush over the head with those 3 points when he was running. Now that he's president, he's not living up to that. We do not have a clear national security strategy from this administration.
You think he has been weak as a president, timid?
I think he's been very weak and very timid, starting with when it took him months to decide to do the surge in Afghanistan. After getting the intelligence information and after getting the advice from his military generals and his experts, he sat on the surge decision for months. Sean, we don't know how many men and women might have been killed while he was waiting. We don't know how much it jeopardized this latest mission to get Osama bin Laden because he waited 16 hours to make the decision. When you've got a mission that is that precise, down to every little detail, a president that procrastinates puts people's lives in jeopardy.
What is the advantage you having run Godfather's Pizza, which, by the way, I'm a big fan of?
Thank you.
What is the advantage of having to meet a payroll, having to make a profit, having to deal with government bureaucracy over maybe somebody that's never run a business?
The advantage is you start from what's the right thing to do, what's going to help us meet our standards to our customers, and how at the end of the day are we going to remain profitable.
Could we ever run government like a business?
Yes, we could. And a lot of people don't believe that we can, and therein lies the problem. We should run government like a business. It's real simple. Spend within your means. This can't seem to get past the Beltway. Spend within your means. Now remember, we don't have a revenue problem in Washington, D.C. We have a spending problem in Washington, D.C.
Herman-Cain, great
Thanks,
to see you, my friend.
My pleasure.
You so much.
Thank you.
All right, and coming up, Republican presidential candidate Gary Johnson. He joins me live with his reaction to tonight's debate.